Welcome to Rare Breed Brotherhood. Sometimes the most powerful person in the room is the one standing alone. Sigma males are not defined by the number of people they surround themselves with. In fact, many of them live a life that's intentionally solitary, driven by a desire for independence, growth, and authenticity. They are not the ones chasing crowds or seeking validation. They've learned the hard way that superficial connections do little to nourish their souls. Their mindset is simple. If a relationship doesn't add value or align with their core values, it's not worth their time. The truth is, Sigma males value freedom over everything. They would rather walk alone than engage in shallow social games or compromise their beliefs. They are selective about who they let in and are not afraid to cut ties with anyone who doesn't meet their high standards. But it's not about being antisocial. It's about protecting their peace, knowing their worth, and refusing to settle for anything less than authenticity. In this video, we'll break down 10 reasons why Sigma males often find themselves alone and why that's not a weakness, but a strength. Watch till the end for a deeper understanding of why walking alone can be the most powerful choice a Sigma male can make. Let's get started, brothers. Number 1. They value freedom over everything. For Sigma males, freedom isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity. They don't just want it, they need it. The pressure to constantly compromise in relationships, to bend who they are for the comfort or expectations of others, feels like a slow suffocation. They're not interested in being bound by rules that aren't their own. The traditional idea that love or connection should come with sacrifice and compromise simply doesn't fit their worldview. To a Sigma male, the greatest form of respect you can give him is the space to be himself without feeling pressured to change for anyone. The desire for freedom goes deeper than just avoiding control from others. It's a hunger for personal growth and self-discovery that can't be stifled by outside demands. A Sigma male isn't going to give up his passion, his dreams, or his time for someone else's version of happiness. He understands that to be truly happy and fulfilled, he must put his own growth first. Whether it's chasing his goals, learning new skills, or simply enjoying time alone to recharge, his freedom is the cornerstone of his peace. Relationships, while valuable, can often feel like an obstacle to this, not in the sense that he doesn't value others, but because he knows that real growth happens when he's in control of his own path, not when he's constantly adjusting it for someone else. For a Sigma male, their journey is personal, and no one is allowed to derail it, no matter how tempting the promise of connection may seem. That's why, in the end, their freedom always comes first. Number 2, they don't want drama. Sigma males see drama for what it really is, a waste of time. They don't have the energy to engage in emotional games or power struggles. The constant back and forth, the drama-filled exchanges, and the emotional ups and downs drain them. It's exhausting and, frankly, unnecessary. Sigma males don't need that noise in their lives. They're all about peace, and they'll do whatever it takes to preserve it. For them, life is too short to waste on people who thrive on manipulation or thrive in chaos. Whether it's petty arguments, passive-aggressive behavior, or people stirring trouble just to feel something, Sigma males avoid it at all costs. They have a clear understanding that peace isn't just the absence of conflict. It's the ability to move through life with a calm, centered focus. And nothing, not even a relationship, is worth disturbing that sense of balance. Sigma males know that drama feeds off attention, and they refuse to give it any. They don't need to validate someone else's need for emotional highs and lows. For them, emotional stability is the true source of strength, and it's a treasure that should never be traded for the fleeting satisfaction of chaotic interactions. It's not that they don't care about people, they do. They just recognize that being caught up in someone else's drama only takes away from their own sense of control and growth. So they step back and let others fight for their own emotional roller coasters, while Sigma males enjoy the tranquility of peace. Number 3, they don't buy into false bonds. Sigma males have an uncanny ability to see through the facade of superficial relationships. They don't fall for surface-level connections or pretend to care just to fit in. To them, authenticity is non-negotiable. If a bond isn't real, they simply won't invest their time or energy in it. Society might push the idea that having a wide circle of friends or constantly being surrounded by people is the key to happiness, but Sigma males know better. They understand that quantity doesn't equal quality, and they refuse to settle for anything less than genuine connections. They aren't interested in the polite small talk or the hollow exchanges that so many relationships are built on. The thought of pretending to enjoy someone's company just to avoid awkwardness feels like a betrayal of their own integrity. Sigma males crave conversations that matter, connections that inspire, and relationships that bring real value to their lives. Anything less feels like an empty distraction, and they have no time for that. This doesn't mean they're cold or indifferent. In fact, they're the opposite. Their loyalty and care run deep, but only for those who've earned it. They don't give pieces of themselves away freely, and they never will. For Sigma males, a life filled with shallow, performative bonds is a life half-lived. Instead, they focus on the rare, meaningful relationships that enrich their lives, relationships where there's no need for masks or pretenses. By cutting through the noise of false bonds, Sigma males create space for what truly matters: authenticity, honesty, and mutual respect. Number 3. They disdain weakness. Sigma males have a deep respect for resilience and inner strength, traits they've spent years cultivating within themselves. But through experience, they've come to realize that many people lack these qualities. This isn't about looking down on others. It's about recognizing that weakness, especially emotional fragility, often brings chaos and imbalance into their lives. Sigma males simply can't afford to carry that weight. They're not heartless. They understand that everyone struggles. But there's a difference between facing struggles with courage and becoming consumed by them. Sigma males value people who take responsibility for their own lives, who refuse to wallow in self-pity or lean too heavily on others. When they encounter individuals who are overly needy or unable to handle life's challenges without constant support, they instinctively pull away. This disdain for weakness isn't about perfection, it's about effort. Sigma males respect those who try to better themselves even when it's difficult. What they can't tolerate is a mindset of helplessness, a refusal to grow, adapt, or take control. To them, emotional strength is the backbone of any meaningful connection. Without it, relationships become draining, one-sided, and ultimately pointless. By keeping their distance from emotional weakness, Sigma males maintain their own peace and stability. They'd rather walk alone than get tangled in the struggles of someone unwilling to stand on their own. It's not a lack of empathy, it's a boundary. They understand that strength attracts strength, and they're only interested in building connections with those who are equally capable of carrying their own weight. This isn't cruelty, it's survival. Number 4. They aren't afraid to stand alone. While most people dread solitude, viewing it as a sign of loneliness or failure, Sigma males embrace it as a source of strength. They don't fear being alone because they understand that true growth, clarity, and focus often happen in solitude. To them, constant company isn't a necessity. It's often a distraction from what truly matters. Sigma males thrive in their own space, using it to recharge and reflect. They're not reliant on the noise and validation that comes from being surrounded by others. Instead, they value the quiet, the stillness, and the freedom to think deeply and act deliberately. For them, solitude is a sanctuary, a chance to realign with their goals and maintain control over their lives. This willingness to stand alone sets Sigma males apart. They're not driven by the fear of being isolated or forgotten. They've learned to be their own anchor, their own guide, and their own source of strength. They don't view solitude as a void to fill, but as an opportunity to grow sharper, stronger, and more focused. It's not that they're anti-social or incapable of forming connections. They simply don't rely on others to define their worth or provide a sense of purpose. If a relationship or group adds value to their life, they'll welcome it. But if it doesn't, they have no problem walking away and continuing on their own path. This independence isn't born from arrogance. It's a deep understanding that standing alone doesn't make them incomplete. In fact, it's their ability to thrive in solitude that gives them the power to navigate the world on their terms, free from the constraints of societal expectations. It's this fearless embrace of solitude that makes Sigma males truly unique. Number 5. They see the world for what it is. Sigma. Males possess a razor-sharp awareness of the world around them. They don't fall for illusions or sugar-coated versions of reality. Their ability to see through the noise, uncovering the truth behind the facades that people put up, often leads them to a level of cynicism about human nature. They're not quick to trust or form connections with people, especially when they sense deceit, shallow motives, or hidden agendas. Their keen observation isn't about judgment or superiority, it's about survival. They've learned that the world can be harsh, and most people operate based on personal agendas, wearing masks to hide their true intentions. To a Sigma male, this isn't just obvious. It's a fact. They've been through enough to know that actions speak louder than words, and that appearances are often deceiving. This level of awareness leaves them hesitant to engage with those who come across as manipulative, insincere, or superficial. While others may be blinded by charm or social niceties, Sigma males quickly recognize when someone is only interested in exploiting a relationship for their own benefit. This insight serves as a shield, protecting them from getting involved with people who would waste their time or lead them astray. It can make Sigma males appear distant or emotionally detached, but it's simply a defense mechanism. They've seen enough to know that not everyone is worthy of their trust or attention. They're extremely selective about who they let into their lives because they've learned the hard way that not everyone's motives are pure. For Sigma males, being aware of the world's flaws is not about bitterness, but about staying true to themselves and maintaining control over their own narrative. Number 6. They don't need a pack. Sigma males have no need for a pack. While many find strength in numbers and rely on groups for validation, support, or a sense of belonging, Sigma males are different. They don't seek comfort in social circles or the camaraderie of a tribe. Instead, they are lone wolves fully capable of thriving in solitude without the constant need for external company or validation. For them, being alone isn't a burden. It's an opportunity. It's a space where they can truly connect with themselves, explore their own thoughts, and work on their personal growth without the distractions or compromises that come with group dynamics. Where others might feel isolated or disconnected without their network, Sigma males find peace and clarity in their own company. They aren't lonely, they're focused. They understand that solitude is where deep reflection happens, where creativity flows, and where true self-discovery occurs. This doesn't mean Sigma males are antisocial or reject human connection entirely. They just don't need it in the same way others do. They don't rely on social approval or the energy of a group to feel whole. They've mastered the art of being content with their own presence, finding fulfillment in independence rather than in fitting into a crowd. While others may crave the support and validation of a pack, Sigma males see that as a form of dependency, something they avoid at all costs. They trust themselves above all else and know that the path they walk is theirs alone. No one else's approval, support, or presence is necessary for them to move forward. Number 7. They're always evolving. Sigma. Males are driven by an insatiable desire for self-improvement. They're never content with staying where they are, always pushing themselves to grow, learn, and evolve into the best version of who they can be. This constant evolution isn't about pleasing others or fitting into societal expectations. It's a personal mission that comes from within. As they continue to evolve, it often leaves others in the dust. Sigma males don't wait for anyone to catch up with them. They don't slow down for those who are stuck in the same place, clinging to outdated beliefs or habits that no longer serve them. This relentless pursuit of growth can create a natural divide between them and people who are too stagnant or unwilling to embrace change. This isn't about arrogance or elitism, but about the reality of personal development. Sigma males understand that to move forward in life, they need to shed old versions of themselves, old mindsets, old relationships, old ways of thinking that no longer align with their growth. As they evolve, the people around them who are not willing to grow or evolve will naturally fall away. For Sigma males, Personal growth is non-negotiable. It's a way of life. They understand that life isn't static, and neither are they. They embrace discomfort, challenges, and change because they know it's the only way to continue developing. Those who can't keep up with this pace, those who resist change or refuse to evolve alongside them, will find themselves left behind. And for Sigma males, that's not just inevitable. It's necessary for their journey. By constantly evolving, Sigma males ensure they're always ahead of the curve, becoming more resilient, more capable, and more aligned with their true purpose. And if that means leaving some people behind, then so be it. They'd rather continue growing alone than stay stagnant with others. Number 8. They're selective about who earns their trust. Sigma males are fiercely protective of their trust. Unlike those who hand out their loyalty freely, they understand its true value and know that once it's broken, it's nearly impossible to repair. They don't believe in giving second chances just for the sake of maintaining peace or keeping things comfortable. For them, trust is a precious resource, not something to be squandered or taken lightly. When someone betrays their trust, it's not something they can simply overlook or forgive with time. The wound runs too deep, and the emotional investment required to rebuild that trust is not something they're willing to expend on anyone who's shown they can't be relied upon. Once that line is crossed, the relationship is essentially over. There are no second chances, no room for excuses, and no bargaining. This might seem harsh to others, but to Sigma males, it's a matter of self-preservation. Trust isn't just about being cautious. It's about safeguarding their peace, energy, and personal integrity. They've learned the hard way that once someone proves untrustworthy, the damage is done, and any future interaction is tainted by that knowledge. Because of this, Sigma males are incredibly selective about who they allow into their inner circle. They don't give their trust to just anyone. It must be earned through consistent, honest behavior over time. If you want a place in their life, you have to show that you respect their boundaries, keep your word, and prove that you're someone they can rely on, no matter the circumstances. This approach ensures that when a Sigma male does trust someone, it's genuine, firm, and unshakable. They don't give trust lightly, but when it's given, it's a bond that's hard to break. But betray it, and the door closes, for good. Number 9. They find most conversations boring. Sigma males have no patience for shallow or pointless conversations. For them, words carry weight, and they prefer exchanges that provoke thought, inspire growth, or uncover truths. Small talk, gossip, and empty chatter feel like a waste of energy, an unwelcome intrusion into the time and mental space they guard so fiercely. It's not that Sigma males are antisocial or dismissive of others, they simply crave depth. They want to discuss ideas, not people. They seek understanding, not entertainment. Conversations that revolve around surface-level topics or meaningless drama fail to hold their attention because they offer no value. Sigma males know their energy is finite, and they're selective about how and where they invest it. This isn't a snobbish dismissal of others, it's a reflection of their priorities. Sigma males are wired to think critically and observe deeply. They're not interested in conversations that skim the surface. They want to dive into the depths, explore complexities, and exchange perspectives that challenge or enlighten. This tendency often makes them seem distant or disinterested in social settings, but it's not personal. They'd rather be quiet than engage in forced dialogue that feels hollow. When they do speak, it's with intention, authenticity, and purpose. They leave room for silence not because they're awkward, but because they understand that not every moment needs to be filled with noise. Sigma males thrive on meaningful exchanges that align with their values and intellect. If the conversation doesn't offer that, they'll quietly step away, conserving their energy for moments and people that truly matter. For them, less talk often means more substance, a principle they hold firmly in a world obsessed with endless chatter. Number 10. They fear dependence. For Sigma males, independence isn't just a preference, it's a way of life. The idea of relying on someone else for their happiness or well-being feels like a trap, a loss of control they're unwilling to accept. Dependence, in their eyes, isn't just a weakness. It's a vulnerability that can compromise their freedom, autonomy, and peace of mind. This fear isn't rooted in arrogance or mistrust, but in self-awareness. Sigma males know that the moment their stability hinges on another person, they risk losing the balance and self-reliance they've worked so hard to cultivate. They've seen how dependency can breed resentment, insecurity, or manipulation, and they refuse to let themselves fall into that cycle. This mindset drives their approach to relationships. Sigma males are extremely cautious about who they let into their inner circle. They avoid situations where emotional or financial dependence might take root. To them, love and connection should enhance life, not control it. They want partnerships built on mutual respect and independence, not entanglements where one person becomes the crutch for the other. This isn't to say Sigma males are incapable of love or connection. In fact, they value deep, meaningful relationships, ones where both parties can stand strong on their own while supporting each other when needed. But the moment a relationship starts feeling like a cage, they'll walk away without hesitation. For Sigma males, dependence is the antithesis of freedom, and freedom is non-negotiable. Their ability to remain self-sufficient allows them to navigate life on their own terms, free from the emotional entanglements that weigh so many people down. They don't fear solitude. They fear losing themselves in the process of trying to hold on to someone else. As I wrap up, at the end of the day, Sigma males are not defined by the number of people they have in their lives, but by the quality of their existence and their commitment to themselves. They've learned that authenticity and independence are far more valuable than fitting into societal molds or meeting others' expectations. They don't need a crowd to feel whole. They are perfectly content, even thriving on their own terms. The reasons why Sigma males often find themselves alone or without a large circle are the very qualities that make them unique. Their intense need for freedom, their refusal to settle for anything less than authenticity, and their unyielding standards keep them from engaging in shallow relationships. Their unwillingness to tolerate weakness or play by the rules of social dynamics means they don't seek approval or validation from others. Their ability to see through the facades people wear often leaves them detached from those who aren't ready for the depth and complexity they bring. But don't mistake this for loneliness. Sigma males are not running away from connection. They're simply unwilling to settle for anything that doesn't align with their true self. They'd rather be alone than compromise their values or waste time on relationships that don't serve them. They understand that real connections are rare, and they'd rather wait for one that's meaningful than settle for something that feels empty. So if you find yourself walking a similar path, don't let the absence of a crowd make you feel lesser. Like the Sigma male, focus on growth, authenticity, and self-reliance. Real strength comes from within, and the right people will gravitate towards you when the time is right. Until then, trust that your journey is yours alone, and that's something to be proud of. Thank you for watching. See you in our next video. God bless you.